Hello and welcome to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, and I'm at Drayton Park Golf Club. Today I want to do a video talking about tee height and how that affects centreness of strike. Also looking at, does it affect my swing path, does it affect my angle of attack either up on the ball or down on the ball? So it's a question I get a lot: how high should I tee it? The only important thing you need to know is, does the ball hit the center of the golf club? So you'll see some players will tee it higher than others. It does vary golfer to golfer depending on where they position the ball in the stance, how far forwards, and whether they're hitting more up on the ball or more on the level. There's plenty of tour players hitting level or slightly downwards on the golf ball, which does lose them a bit of distance, but they find that way they gain a bit of control. Possibly they try and hit a little bit of fade. For most of us, we actually want to hit that higher right to left drawing shape for a right-handed golfer, and it is important that we get the right strike location. So if the center of the ball strikes above the center of the golf club, we're going to get a higher launch angle, we're going to get less backspin. That's good for distance, that higher launch, that lower spin. If the center of the ball hits below the center of the golf club, we're going to get a lower launch angle, we're going to get more backspin. Where it strikes from left to right affects its start location, affects the spin rate as well. So when the ball does hit towards the toe edge of the golf club, we'll tend to, for a right-handed golfer, get a ball flight that starts more to the right, bends more to the left in more of a hook. And out the heel, we'll tend to get something where it starts more to the left and curves more to the right. And a lot of that is, again, the ball trying to move towards the center, and the manufacturers have compensated with a convex shape of shot or crown. So it's really important that we get the ball hitting the center of the golf club and we know where that is. Now, how we do that, now I've got my GC2 launch monitor, I've got my HMT head measurement device, and that's going to give me the data. I'll bring that up on the screen, you guys will see that. But you could just quite simply, and I'll hit a shot with it in a minute, hit a couple of shots with some face tape on there, or some ghost spray tape where you can actually spray the club face and it shows the impact location. Actually, on these black heads, you quite often get the marking where the golf ball struck as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit two shots just with the data coming up then on my GC2 and HMT. One where I'm going to tee the ball high, one where I'm going to tee it low, and we'll look at the data difference between the two shots. So we're going to go for the high one first of all, where I've got pretty much all the ball above the top of the golf club. That felt really solid, straight down the middle, although a little bit on the high side. So the data on this one will come up on the screen. I actually got it dead center. So you'd expect by me teeing it higher that I'd get it higher out of the club face. What I tend to find happens with me is I actually start to change my angle of attack. So on that one, I actually hit up on the ball by 4.7 degrees. So it's a long way on the way up. I got a launch angle of 13 degrees, a little bit too much backspin on that one. I would prefer it to be low, and that was 3,284, so I really want that spin rate to be a little lower for distance. But I still hit out of the center even though I teed it high. What changed for me was my angle of attack. So if I tee one really low, I'm going to peg that ball right down. Give one more a go here. A bit more out the toe of the golf club. Still a great ball flight, actually straight down the middle. Ran on, just got a little bit past the last one. You will see that was a toey strike. It didn't change my position too much from top to bottom. In fact, I hit it higher out the club face than the last one. What changed for me was my angle of attack. So on that one, I hit up on the ball by 2 degrees, whereas the previous one, it was nearly 5 degrees. So what I find is, however high I tee it, what's really changing for me is the angle I'm either hitting up on the ball or down on the ball, and the path changes a little bit. So that one, because I teed it lower, it encourages me to swing not down on it because I was still up, but less up on the ball and a little bit more out to in. So that's 3 degrees out to in. When I tee the ball high, it encourages me to swing a little bit more what feels like into out. It tends to be pretty neutral. It doesn't tend to be much in it. So For me, whether I tee it high, whether I tee it low, I'm still roughly finding the center from top to bottom, given that last one was a bit towards the toe of the golf club. That was me, not the tee position. What changes is really the angle of attack, whether I'm up on the ball or down the ball. I'll just do one more with some tape on there so we can see how that one works. So what I would find is, really, if I'm trying to hit more of a fade, I'll tend to tee the ball lower. And if I want to hit more of a draw, I'll tee the ball higher. So actually I vary the tee height depending on the shot shape I'm looking for, more than anything else, because I still hit the ball roughly out the center from top to bottom, no matter how high I tee it. That was the worst strike of the bunch. It's a bit towards the toe of the golf club. That one will come up on the screen as well. I'll show a picture on that one, a close-up. So it's still in the center from bottom to top. My bad strike, if I do get it off, is more towards the toe, and that one had a little bit more hook spin on because of it. But know your strike location, know what difference that makes to your angle of attack, your swing path, your centreness of strike. For me, the centreness of strike doesn't change. It's my swing path and my upward or downward angle of attack that makes the biggest difference. Give that a go at home. See what you think, see what data difference you get when you hit up on it or down on it, if you can get on a launch monitor. Post some comments and questions below. It'd be great to answer those. And do check us out on all the other social media platforms. We're on all on the bottom of the screen now. Thanks, guys.